Hello everybody and welcome to the Binding of Isaac episode 13. Today we're going to play as Isaac. Wasn't actually sure who I was going to play as. Crystal Labyrinth here. Crystal Labyrinth means we're going to have 2 item rooms, 2 boss rooms, and 1.8 times as many rooms, approximately. So yeah. The main thing here is that you lose out on a shop and a secret room. But perhaps more relevant, because we are in the first set of floors, is we lose out on that first free item room. The very first item room you find in the game usually doesn't cost a key, but on Crystal Labyrinth it does, unfortunately. Because there's 2 item rooms, so they both cost a key, so we're gonna want to see some keys here pretty soon. This can always be interesting. Only having 1 shop isn't necessarily a huge detriment at this stage, as you oftentimes don't end up with a huge amount of money. We have found an item room, so we can start utilizing our D6 here as soon as we find a key, potentially anyways. So hopefully we get a key out of this room. That would be somewhat lucky, I suppose. Now picked up the matchstick, which may have actually been a bit of a detriment thinking on it, but I suppose I wasn't thinking about it at the time. Main function of the matchstick is that you find more bombs. But if I find a lot of bombs and no keys, that is going to be not very helpful. Because we definitely need keys. Unfortunately, we are in the cellar, which is a little bit harder than the basement. But that's not a huge deal. It's not so much harder, so like the depths versus the necropolis, for example, which is just a ridiculous increase in difficulty, in my opinion. At least for the way I play, I typically find those necropolis floors substantially harder than the depths floors. Whereas the difference between the cellar and the basement, definitely noticeable, but not the end of the world. Again, not seeming to get a lot of good luck here with regards to keys, which is unfortunate. And bombs are useful, but not in the place of keys. Okay. Unfortunately, one of the main advantages of getting an early Crystal Labyrinth is you'll have a lot of rooms and you can effectively juggle your D6, but we've had to waste a couple charges already. Tempting to take that. Yeah, I just decided to go ahead and take the pill. I was kind of hoping it was bomb chip key, but it's Pretty Fly, which is a very good pill to have. Gives us an orbital, in the same vein as something like a cube of meat, but this only does damage to other fly type enemies, and it looks like we are approaching close to the end here. Unfortunately, 1 bomb for 2 bombs is obviously a good trade. And there's a chance something will spawn in the middle here anyways, so good to have it open. And a key. Okay. Halo, definitely going to take the Halo. All stats up. And I believe the Halo actually is all stats up. There is some people out there that are under the impression that it's not, but I think it is actually. I would have to double check that, but I'm fairly confident in saying that the Halo is in fact a legitimate all stats up. Found a tinted rock. Surprised to be the first one. And it gave us a key, so we can go back and should take the key. We can go back to the first item room. Start checking that out. And reroll if necessary, but I would take another all stats up. Tough thing to reroll because it's it's basically a health up, which with some other minor advantages. Which are hard to pass up. Telepathy for Dummies, definitely going to reroll that. Gives you homing shots for a room every 2 rooms. What I always say is that I like the passive homing shots item, but I don't like Telepathy for Dummies. So, Sacrificial Dagger, pretty good orbital, does a lot of damage. Again, functions like this Pretty Fly, but main difference is that it does a ton of damage. Cube of Meat does pretty good damage, but the Sacrificial Dagger does an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. It's a fairly good item and I'll probably take it, but I'm probably not really going to desperately need it on this floor, so I'm just going to think about it some while we wander through the rest of this and try to earn another charge on our D6 and try not to take damage. Oh well. Would also like to get to the secret room if possible. With 6 bombs, I feel like we could make that happen. I don't know if there's even 6 likely locations here, so we should be good in that department. Well, taking damage there was pretty bad. So how am I feeling about this run? I like the amount of bombs we have. I want to say that because I realized I was complaining about it earlier, but it actually is a good thing, no doubt. So I want to go look for the secret room before we make any more decisions. I definitely want to fight those bosses. We are only going to get 1 more reroll here, so what I kind of want to do, I'm honestly probably just going to end up taking the sacrificial dagger because it's a decent item. You know, it's not a great item, but it's pretty good. So it's definitely not something I would mind having. 3 cents, you know, not really worth a bomb, though we do get back to full health, so that's nice. I would like to play that demon beggar, and you know, I did look at how much health is actually in here, and considering we'll probably get some health off the bosses, and I think I may be able to find a way to access that, I'm gonna play this down a little bit, not a huge amount, just to see if I get lucky. I did not. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sacrificial dagger. Again, because I'm probably going to want to reroll one of the boss room items, and there's a decent enough chance we're going to get a devil room item. So, you know, always good to have rolls ready for deals. Because the amount of good items in the deal pool is incredibly high, but you can find the occasional item you probably don't want too badly, like the Bible or the Necronomicon, for example, and it's good to have a roll ready to deal with those kind of items. And like I said, sacrificial dagger is really not bad at all. It's quite a solid item. First up here we got normal pin. Normal pin should not be a big deal. May take a little while, not a huge amount of time. If I could get up close to him and hit him with my sacrificial dagger, he would probably die nearly instantly, but it's kind of hard to get that positioning down. Well, I did it accidentally, and you could definitely see it there. Stem cells is a health up and a shot speed up. As you know, if you've been watching this series, I'm not a huge fan of shot speed ups, but I do like health ups, so you know, it's not a huge deal. I would prefer it didn't have shot speed up, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. What I'm doing here, by the way, is using the sacrificial dagger to kill the sacks, because the sacks don't do contact damage, so you can very safely deal with them that way. It's a little bit faster than my tears. Mom's coin purse is an interesting item because I don't have Lucky Foot or PhD, so there's no guarantee I'm going to get good pills, but if I did get good pills, it would realistically be better than any other item, so it's kind of a gamble. Let's see. Alright, we got a nice mixture here, so I would assume at least one of these is going to be decent. Tears down, that sucks. Full health, that's a good one to have in the rotation. Bad gas. And range up, okay. So, tears down, that sucks. I'm glad to see full health in the rotation. Range up is not a bad one to have either. All in all, I mean, there's more of an informational pickup, I suppose you could say. If we find a pill now, there's a very good chance we're just gonna know what it is. Because there's only 6 pills in rotation, and we just went through 4 of them, so... And interestingly enough, we did just get another Cursed Labyrinth. Happens sometimes. I don't think it's set up in that way in the game, but I do notice a lot of times they come in bunches. Again, not sure if that's deliberate or just interesting circumstances. Interesting luck, I should say. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to play that. Is this a good one? Tears down, unfortunately. And we're definitely going to check out this challenge room. No reason not to. I feel like this is probably worth it. Yeah, 3 bombs. If we don't take damage, this is definitely a good decision. Getting a nice accumulation of any consumable at this stage is great. So, nothing really remarkable to say about this run. We have a pretty good amount of health, so deals are very interesting. We have a good amount of health at this point in the game, I should clarify. So yeah, deals would be potentially lucrative. We still need some damage, sustainability, money. A number of consumables would help us. We're not really in a state where I'm upset with how things have gone, but we could definitely use some more stuff of a variety of things as well. Alright, just gonna wait for that host to pop up. Okay, so that didn't go so badly. And we got some bombs. You know, I can't complain about how that went at all. This room may be a little bit tricky. Shouldn't be, but it could be. Okay, now it should be under control. Yep, starting to pile up some excess health, which is always good. These rooms are always kind of tricky. I was trying to set that up with my sacrificial dagger. I'm very lucky it actually worked out the way it did. Yep, okay. Well, he did drop a heart. So, yeah, getting a lot of health here, which I actually need keys pretty badly, so we haven't found an item room yet, so it's not the end of the world, but we do need to find some keys. If this room dropped a key, I would not complain at all. Just gonna kite these glutens around. Globins. They're not glutens. That would not make any sense. Okay, I'm having some difficulty. They're like going right off to the side. Yeah, okay. Oh, I had done so well. It's not a huge deal. We do have a pretty good amount of health just lying around here. Not that I want to. Oh, okay. Variation on that room with the easier versions. Move slower, have less health. Do the same amount of damage though, which is a full heart. So do be careful. Definitely don't want to try and tank these guys. Okay. They also have less annoying downstate AI. They don't slide all over the place. So that's good to keep in mind. Okay. Item room? Yeah, okay. And 2 champions as well, so I would say we have a reasonably good chance here of getting a key. At least I hope we do. Alright, just gonna try and kill this one. If I get hit here, I'll take full heart of damage, so that would be bad. My orbitals, I should say, are helping me out here. Blocking shots, doing work. Taking a little while, but that's to be expected. Champions do have more health. Substantially more health. Speaking of more health, that's a little bit unfortunate. Not okay. Key. There we go. Still need another key. Kamikaze. You know, it's not that great. Secret room is not right there. I guess we should check right here on the side to be safe. Nope. We're gonna re-roll this. Forever Alone. Forever Alone's pretty good, but you know, I'm not gonna pick it up yet. So I need more keys and a little bit more money and another key, so we can go to the shop as well. That would be ideal for me. Like I said, I don't know if I said this, but nothing to really call home about with this run yet. I mean, it's not going badly, it's just not going particularly well either. So just staying alive, you know. We're not draining health or anything. We actually have a nice little excess of health, which is always a good sign. Should be somewhat easy to find the secret room now, especially since I ruled out 2 locations. And we'll definitely go to the cursed room if we can find it, because again, we do have that spare health just lying around. Alright, this room should be doable. I'm a little uncomfortable being right there. I'm not a whole lot more comfortable being up there either though, so a little bit extra range there. Range up helping out a little. I gotta say, our DPS is still fairly low though. The tears down did not do us any favors. We're not super slow, partially thanks to the Halo there. Keep giving us a little bit of a tears boost. Not a huge one, but I believe that is a tears boost. So taking that point of damage is not good, because that means we don't really have any spare health on the floor. Okay, now we have a little bit. Alright, so we got hosts, we got Maws, unfortunately. We got some TNT here as well. Yep. This room scares me a little bit. Maw, I think, needs to be the #1 priority. Damn. Okay. Now, this guy will drop something, but I won't be able to pick it up and all like that. So that's unfortunate. And champion hosts have a pretty good amount of health, so best bet here is to just not shoot at them. Seems to make them take longer. I think I'm gonna re-roll Forever Alone, even though I think it's reasonably good. I'm getting to the stage here where I think I kind of need something a little bit better than just good. And I think we can earn 1 or 2 more re-rolls here, so I'm gonna be a little bit gambly, I suppose. Mom's Bra is definitely not what I would consider to be an upgrade. Mom's Bra slows stuff, repulses them away from you, literally. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick. Alright, so let us look for that second secret room, or not second secret room, I mean second item room. Mr. Maws. We are going to need some keys still. Cannot stress that enough. Keys being very stingy. We have managed to thus far get the amount we needed, but not until seemingly the last minute, which is always concerning. Enough money to go to the shop if we can get a second key. Because I do prioritize item rooms over shops in the vast majority of situations. Another dime, and we can access that without putting ourselves in danger. I'll try to show off how here. I may embarrass myself. Alright, there you go. Just walk through it diagonally. It looks a lot harder than it actually is. It's very easy to pick up. There are other ways to walk through spikes as well, but they are substantially harder than that one. You can pretty much walk through every set of spikes in the game, even ones that look fully enclosed, but it is tricky, much trickier than that particular type of walk. And I could get those extra 2 cents, but we do have a good amount of money right now, so I don't really want to risk a heart for a cent. I don't think that would be a particularly good trade. I'm gonna go re-roll Mom's Bra and hope to get a solid passive of some kind. That's my ideal right now. Would love another all stats up, I have to say. Spoon Bender. Homing shots. You know, homing shots are pretty rare, pretty fun. No damage up or tears up on this item. It just gives you nice little homing shots. It's pretty cool. Nothing negative to really say about it. It's not gonna change the game for us by any means. It's not that type of item, but it's pretty good. It does help. Definitely improves your accuracy a little bit, which is nice. It's not the greatest item. It's very easy, I think, especially I know I did this when I was newer at the game. It's very easy to overstate how useful it is, but it's not bad. So, you know. Again, need keys. Cannot stress that enough. I realize I just said that earlier, but still. Need keys, need damage as well. Yeah, you can see, I mean, it has some definite utility. It's cornered that fly pretty well. You'll definitely see some interesting shots come out of your homing shots. Okay, finally got that key. And in here we get the unicorn horn, or my little unicorn. I realize I always call it the unicorn horn. I don't know why I do that. It turns you invincible for 7 seconds, gives you a speed up, and causes you to do contact damage and not be able to shoot tears. Pretty amazing if you have Mom's Knife, but otherwise it's not that great. Yep. Sacrificial Dagger making an accidental kill there. I'm gonna re-roll. My little unicorn. There we go. Hourglass, another space bar item I consider to be kind of weak. Every 2 rooms, it'll slow everything in the room. I'm sure there's a better way to explain that, but yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things where I like the passive version, Spider Bite, but I don't really think the spacebar is that great. So, yeah. And we're just gonna chew through these chargers. Unfortunately, we've gotten a pretty large number of annoying charger rooms. Now, I believe there's a 50% chance greed is gonna be in our shop. We are gonna take that gamble, though. Definitely a situation where we need to try and accumulate as many advantages as possible. So I will risk 50% chance to fight greed. And hopefully, hopefully we luck out. Get something nice like a compass. Wouldn't necessarily change the game, but it would tip it slightly into our favor. Okay, treasure map. Treasure map is a great item, usually pays for itself. That's obviously tears down, so we're not going to buy it. Treasure map reveals the entire layout of the map without showing you the icons, and also shows you where the secret room is. So that is the reason I said why it usually pays for itself, because you're oftentimes going to find money in those secret rooms. So pays for itself, as I said. And we are just gonna start working our way towards the boss room. Gonna blow a hole in this, get into that secret room. Okay, 1-up. I'm always kind of stingy about the 1-up. We had a run, I guess it was several videos ago now, but we did have a run where the 1-up could have saved us, but ultimately we didn't need that, but it definitely could have saved us if I had made a major mistake. So I'm more willing to take it now, but I still don't think it's as good of an item as it's easy to think it is. So, I mean, and it does look like we're going to get an additional charge here. So, I don't know. I feel like the hourglass needs to be re-rolled more so than the 1-up does. But, I mean, well, just because, I'm not going to take the hourglass, whereas I probably would take the 1-up, even if I don't think I'm going to need it or use it. So, But there are some really amazing items we could get out of the secret room pool at the same time. That would definitely change the game. But, oh well. Little Chad, I'm probably just going to end up taking Little Chad and try to re-roll the secret room, if I had to guess. It looks like we're going to get one more re-roll here, so I think that is the risk I'll probably end up taking. I don't think Little Chad is that great. It gives you a heart, half a heart every so often, every couple of rooms. So he's not terrible. The relic is better, and a number of things are better, So, okay, I'm taking a pretty goofy amount of damage on this room, unfortunately. Okay, yep, yeah. Low damage makes these kind of pain in the ass, as well as port dodging. Let's not just blame it all on stat malfunctions here. That's obviously not the only problem. And I'm just gonna go ahead and jeez, I don't know what I want to pick up. I want to pick up Little Chad. Yes. And at this point, it's tempting to just pick up 1-up because I could die. If I get another room exactly like the room I just did, and I play the exact same way, we could definitely die. And yeah, that would suck. So I want to take another moment here when we walk back down here to talk about episode 11. I already talked about it some yesterday, and wow, it could definitely die in here. I already talked about it some in today's video. Well, yesterday's video, I guess. The main thing I wanted to mention was that I don't know if I liked the length of that video or not. I like to upload videos between 50 minutes and an hour because that's about how long an Isaac run takes me, so it makes sense, The problem is, what if I lose a run when I'm like halfway through it? I mean, I don't really want to make a video that's an hour and a half long. So now picking up Little Chad isn't such a bad thing because we'll get a normal boss drop item from Chad here. Kind of hope we don't die here. Willing to spend some bombs. Okay, well, I'm glad we picked up the 1-up. So immediately used. Unfortunately used. Bomb is still there. Not getting to do much though. Would have been neat. We had a Beyond the Grave bomb. Yeah, so my main concern, you know, is I wanted to start another run in episode 11, but I didn't want to get that long of a video made. It's a tough thing. And I mean, the obvious solution, I guess, is just become a better player so I don't lose as much, but that is not as easy to do as it sounds. I mean, it's the ideal solution, I guess, and it's one that will hopefully become more and more true as the days go on, but at the same time, I mean, this is a somewhat random game, and it's a fairly hard game as well, so I think expecting every single run to be a win is perhaps a little unreasonable. Not that I think anyone necessarily had that expectation, and they probably most certainly don't if they're 12 episodes in. And okay, made it through that. Okay, gave us the box, which I like, so I'm gonna pick it up. What is this? Full health. Okay, I'm very happy to see that. I'm gonna use Justice. This is one of every pickup, including a Soul Heart in this case, which is actually kind of rare. Fish Head would give us a chance to summon 3 blue attack flies when we got hit, or just 1 actually. I think it's not very good. Matchstick is probably better, if only just so. Apparently we've accumulated a good number of keys thanks to the box and Justice. Justice is kind of like a mini box, really. So it's always fun when it's in there. Very low damage, so Gertie's going to take us a little while. If I can get in there and do some damage with the Sacrificial Dagger, that is going to speed things up considerably, but that is risky. Like I said, a worthwhile risk perhaps, but still a risk, so. Okay. Just trying to... Apologies if the commentary goes a little messy here. I'm trying to stay alive. Well, I mean, we won't die on this fight because I have a full health bill. You know, I have a good amount of health left. But I have very low damage, which is always a little nerve-wracking. Just because it makes everything take so long. And I've personally found, I don't know if there's any truth in this for other people, but I find that longer fights go on, the worse my dodging gets. So apparently the opposite is happening in this fight. So I'm just like, got this down to a science. Episode 11 did have a number of other problems with it though, so I mean, gonna take a health up. And deal with the devil, Krampus. I like Lump of Coal, but I would have preferred an actual deal with the devil, I think. I could re-roll Lump of Coal, but, you know, I think that's really risky. Lump of Coal is a pretty good item. Gives you damage based on how far your tier goes. 0.14 damage per frame up to a maximum of 150 frames, which happens at 5 seconds. Of course, you're probably never going to see that happen, but it still does. I mean, it doesn't happen with any kind of regularity, but it does exist as a maximum. Usually, it basically functions as somewhere between like a 1 and 4 damage jump, which is pretty good. You know, nothing to complain about that. And there are some deal with the devil items I would say are better. Brimstone could be decent, for example. Mom's Knife could be a game changer. But there's a chance we will get like a crummy space item, like we need to go deeper, or something like that. We could get something like the Pact of the Mark as well, but I'd rather just take an average item than risk getting an item I simply won't take at all. Like, we need to go deeper, so can't complain. It is a damage increase overall. So I think, wow, what did I, you know, it seems to happen to me a lot. Again, I don't know if the game does this deliberately, but it seems to happen quite often that Cursed Labyrinth comes in a group. You know, it's not a big deal, but it does seem to happen, which I find interesting. This room's surprisingly harder than it looks, I guess, is one way you could say that. Key? Well, it's probably not worth this effort, since we don't actually need it desperately. Oh, library. Very early library. This could be a game changer for us. If you've watched some of my earlier videos, you know what's about to happen here. And if you haven't, I'm going to start re-rolling the library and try to get it into the item room pool, so we can start having a double item room, which is awesome. Book of Sin, gonna give us a pickup. Book of Shadows gives us invincibility, and we are definitely gonna be coming back here. No doubt about that. It functions as a double item room if you can get it to that point, and it doesn't really take that long. There's only like 6 or 7 books in the game, I think, so if you don't get terrible luck with it, it does not take long at all. And the secret room is right here. Money or an item would be useful. More so an item at this stage, I would say. We do have enough money to go to the shop. Greed will be there or in the secret room though, so unless there's another mini boss in this floor. So I think what I'm gonna do, and this is what this has all been leading up to, I think what I'm gonna do is, if I die in a run, like in the first 5, 10, maybe even 15 minutes, I will probably reset, not reset the video, but I will do another run in the same video. And I'm taking a silly amount of damage. I really dislike these rooms. I kind of think they're poorly designed. That's just me though. And yeah, so I'll do another run in that video, but if it starts to get longer than that, Emperor is a very good card. Teleports you to the boss room. If it starts to get longer than that, I probably won't reset. I mean, you know, it's gonna vary depending on how I'm feeling. You know, and just if I need to get somewhere or I need to stop recording for some reason, it's gonna vary on factors like that. But in general, I would say once we break the 15-minute mark or so, 20-minute mark, something like that, I will consider that to be sufficient, if a little bit disappointing. Because the problem is, like, if I restart a run, if I make a new run happen after a video that's already 20 minutes long, there's a pretty real risk of it becoming a video that's like an hour and a half to an hour 45 minutes. And that, I mean, for one, I don't really want to upload that because it's going to take forever. I mean, just this process and editing time and everything is going to take a long time. Oh, hey, quad shot. That's awesome. So that's a damage up. Reduces our tier rate some, but gives us 4 shots. Does not reduce the damage of those shots or anything, so damage ups are pretty interesting now. Yeah, and so I don't want to upload any videos that are approaching that 2-hour mark because I think that's kind of silly. And I can't imagine there are a huge amount of viewers out there who are going to be interested in that. I mean, I think 45 minutes to an hour is fine because it allows me to show off an actual full episode and not split things up, which I think would be really annoying. But I think if I get beyond that, it's going to get ridiculous. So let's re-roll this. I don't want to really pick up that art. Book of Belial, pretty good. Uses +2 damage for a room every 3 rooms. It's honestly quite a good item, but as you can tell, I'm passing it up. So we are getting somewhat close to the double item room phenomena, which would be amazing. I don't remember which episode it was, and this is going to be a spoiler, by the way, for an episode I don't know. So, yeah, beware. I don't know which episode it was, but there was an episode where I re-rolled a library until I got Polyphemus, which was amazing. Alright, let's just chew through these guys. Sounds disgusting, I know. I would actually like to see an arcade. Second. What I want to do basically is get down to 1 heart, go to the boss challenge room. I'll probably pop this full health pill and get that item going on. Would love to reroll the poop, but interesting decision. I feel like we have a lot of rolls left to earn here, which is really good. I'm glad we found that library so early into this. And I'm actually really glad this is an XL floor because we are theoretically going to be able to get something pretty good out of that, out of the library. And I don't want to pass up on that opportunity just because I see something that looks okay. I feel like we are in a position to get almost anything we want, and I think that is not something I want to pass up on. So, reroll. Book of Revelations, Anarchist Cookbook. We're gonna pop Book of Revelations once because it gives us Spirit Heart, and then we're probably gonna reroll it. I know that sounds like some blasphemy if you saw the last episode. Again, just full of spoilers, so be careful. Not really worth a key to get a key, is it? I mean, I guess it's literally a fair trade, so why would I bother doing it? Okay, probably gonna end up taking damage here, yeah. Absolutely did. Quad shot is amazing, but we still need some more base damage before it becomes truly incredible. As I said, doesn't reduce your damage output at all, just reduces your tier rate, so base damage is kind of amazing. Alright, shop, boss, a lot of good stuff here. We're going to check out that shop right away because everything else is unlocked, so there's no reason not to, and we have a lot of money. Not a lot of money, I should say. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The habit makes it so every time we take damage we get 3 charges on our spacebar item back. So if we find an arcade, amazing things are going to happen. Potentially. If I have a lot of health, which, you know, is yet to be seen. Alright, I need to stop taking so much damage. Because kinda have a lot of room here to do something amazing. And if I die before I can get that to happen, it's gonna be a real sad day for everyone involved. Okay. Like I said, want to reroll the library. Feel a little bit risky running through there, but it's okay. Reroll. Oh yes, oh yes. Here we go. Gonna pop the heart once. I'm very, very tempted to just take the Guardian Angel because Guardian Angel is a very good item. It's an orbital, moves double speed. I don't know though. I don't know. I really don't know. A Heart would not be bad for us. I actually don't want to reroll Heart yet because we can use it to basically be invincible for now, which would be kind of amazing if we get to an arcade. Very tempting to just take this Guardian Angel. It really, really is. It's such a good item. You know, I regretted it every time I've not taken it, which, you know, admittedly has not been a great number of times. So, jeez, let's just take it. Just take it. And if we find that arcade, that Heart is going to be just ridiculously OP, basically. It's all I can say about that. Arguable, I should be carrying the Heart right now for safety, but, well, you know, I do have a full health pill in case things get real bad. So it's unlikely we'll die. We may end up having to spend that full health pill, unfortunately, soon, but that's the worst that'll happen. Okay, this room should be doable. Just need to be cautious. That was a very close shot. Okay. That room was scary as hell. Okay. Now I want to reroll okay, let me try that sentence again. I want to reroll the poop more than I want to reroll Heart, especially because there are things I can do on this floor potentially to make that Heart amazing. So that is how we're going to use our rerolls here. This is a always interesting. I have noticed that a lot of the more thorough and abusive gameplay that I get to utilize comes on this floor, basically. Necropolis or depths. Tends to happen right around here. I guess it makes sense because at this point you're most likely to have acquired the habit, which is pretty instrumental for this type of play. I realize I haven't actually gotten to use it yet in a significant way, but believe me, if we do get to use it, it'll be amazing. Alright, so the shop is not this way. Safely discerned that much. Got another charge, accidentally. Fortunately, we lost that spirit heart. Not really in a situation where we want to take damage deliberately, but it's one of those things like where if we do take damage, it's not necessarily the end of the world. And we are going to leave these side rooms open so I can potentially accumulate more charges later. Ultimately, I probably would like to end up re-rolling the Yum Hearts, but it's not a huge deal if we don't. I don't want to re-roll it right now. I want to re-roll Superwood first. Re-roll. Yes, I want to re-roll that as well. Infestation. Summon 3 blue attack flies every time I take damage. Sounds a lot better than it is, basically. And yeah, so main thing we're looking for right now is an arcade. Or just a blood donation machine would work as well. Because I want to get to the boss challenge room. Well, yep, these rooms are pretty good for accumulating charges. Though now I'm just taking damage for the hell of taking damage, apparently. So that sucks. Yep. Really hope I don't have to pop my full health pill in here, but I will if I get down to half a heart. So there was no excuse for me to take that damage. I just want to make that clear. Really no excuse at all. I'm gonna go check out the boss challenge room item. See if I wanna go after it or not. See if I wanna re-roll it. Infestation down there. Really don't want to take that. It's not a particularly good item. Health up seems good. Be right back though. Want to grab that Yum Heart because it will give me a little bit of security. Will pretty much guarantee I don't have to pop. Well, maybe not guarantee, but it will do a lot to make sure I don't have to pop this full health pill. In theory, maybe not so. Well, it will because the health up will give me health restoration. So yeah, should be pretty much invulnerable here unless we get a real bad boss. And I don't remember what bosses we're even gonna face. So I think it's Shub and Peep. So may have to use it on Peep, but hopefully not. It's purely theoretical. So yeah, if we can get a full barrage of 4 shots to go a good way across the screen, we do a pretty solid amount of damage. Of course, you can see the homing shots there, landing the occasional extra shot that may have otherwise just veered off. That's pretty cool. It should help a good amount against Peep as well. Peep can be a bit of an asshole. Yeah, okay. Now I should be able to block a lot of these shots incoming without too much dodging. I still want to try and dodge when possible. But Guardian Angel and having all my orbitals filled out and having Guardian Angel to double all their speed, that should be very helpful. Unfortunately, that eye blocked all my shots there. Gotta stop jittering around so much. Keep expecting him to jump. Honestly, if he doesn't want to jump, that's fine with me. Okay. Managed to do Peep without taking damage, which impresses me, really. Gonna take the D6, gonna reroll Infestation. Again, whole reason I was holding Yum Heart was this kind of a security thing, just so I don't have to pop this full health pill. I don't mind popping this full health pill, it's not like a problem if I do. I want to hold on to the Yum Heart in case we find a Demon Beggar or Blood Donation Machine at some point, so I want to reroll Infestation more than I do that, even though that does go somewhat against my rule of rerolling passives before, or rerolling spacebar items before passives. Deck of cards will give us a random tarot card. In this case, give us the Chariot, which, you know, is decently useful. Guess we'll carry it for now. I gotta remember that full health pill, and I'd also like to remember the Emperor card. I want to go this way. Again, on the off chance we find an arcade, it's certainly not impossible. Maybe not particularly likely, but not impossible. No reason not to pick up this health now, so definitely gonna do so. Okay, would love to play Judgment, but I need to get some more money before I really want to do that. I would prefer to have 10 to 15 cents, realistically, to get a good Judgment going. And as I said, okay, somehow I managed to not take damage in that situation, which was really surprising to me. Okay, well, okay. This is why I hate the Necropolis. I really, like, difficulty of these guys, I guess, is somewhat subjective, but I personally have somewhat of a difficult time just like computing what the hell is going on when it comes to facing them. So unfortunately, we do not have an arcade. That doesn't. I should have gone to re-roll something. Oh well, not a huge deal. I mean, it is a waste. Let's be honest. But it's not the end of the world. So we don't have an arcade or a blood donation machine or demon beggar yet. They could still show up in one of these side rooms that haven't popped open yet. It's certainly within the realm of possibility. Not even something I would consider to be particularly unlikely. Chocolate milk. Alright, I want to talk about chocolate milk while I walk down here and explain why I'm not going to take it. Actually, I'm probably not going to explain that too well, but okay. Fortune teller. And pretty scary room. Chocolate milk is objectively an upgrade. Like, it has no downside. Like, none. The problem is, what chocolate milk does is it changes your shots so you can't like hold down the keys anymore. You have to charge up shots, or you can just rapidly tap your keys if you prefer. And I don't like that. I don't like to do that. I think it feels weird. I prefer to just be able to hold down keys when necessary. And so even though chocolate milk is an objective upgrade, I'm not going to take it. I realize I should, and that it would be the smartest thing to do because chocolate milk is actually a pretty good item. Even if you don't charge it at all, it's like a 20% tier speed increase, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't like it very much. So we are gonna re-roll it. I have a difficult time utilizing it. I feel like it makes me waste a lot of shots. It's a pretty good item. Probably, realistically, I'm gonna end up taking that because I do want to have a re-roll available against the bosses here. Because I don't want to end up taking something like Magic 8 Ball, or, well, not having to take, I guess, but I don't want to be stuck with something like Magic 8 Ball or another shot speed up. I can't even remember them off the top of my head, to be honest. Yeah, I just don't want them. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't really have any teleport cards, so we don't like have a great way to escape the mob fight. I don't know if the Emperor card would work for that. I don't know if I want to use the Emperor card for that purpose. So it's kind of a interesting question. What did we just re-roll? What did we just turn into over here? Unfortunately, we are running out of re-rolls, which sucks. Yeah, okay. Celtic Cross. You know, we should probably take it. Let's be honest. But, you know. Yeah, okay. Let's take Celtic Cross. Celtic Cross gives us a 35% chance every time we take damage to gain a 7-second invincibility shield. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think in this situation I actually like it a little bit more than 10 bombs because I think we have a sufficient amount of bombs. Now, the question is, do I want to reroll Yumheart? Yumheart is not usually an item I like, but it does have some interesting defensive implications for us. We are running entirely on red hearts. We don't really have any way to accumulate spirit card. I need to be careful on this one. I could die, which I don't want to. I don't want to die, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the safe way out. Mr. Mega. This is 5 additional bombs, and all the bombs are super powerful. It's a pretty good item. We should play Judgment. I think that makes sense. Okay, give us the compass. Gonna take that. Very useful item. Two keys to get into a golden chest and a bomb. Bomb's not a big deal, but the 2 keys worry me slightly. There is a tinted rock in here. Still have not gotten the small rock. I want to say that real quick. So if the game wants to be nice and give us that in addition to some soul hearts or some keys or something, that would be cool as hell. Because I love my small rock. Okay, 2 bombs and 2 soul hearts. Really can't complain about how that went down. Okay. Let us head back to Reroll Town. Why did I do that? Well, that was a really silly way to waste a soul heart. So again, the question remains: do we take the heart with us? Do we ban the D6? It's a very interesting question, because D6 isn't really going to be super useful necessarily, whereas in the future the heart will basically cut the damage we take in half as long as we take red heart damage. So it's a very interesting question, and I'm just going to go check out that last room because I don't think we're going to get any more rerolls anyways. That's not true. That's not necessarily true, is it? But still, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna risk it. Sue me if you want to, I guess. Down here we go. Empty room. So we would not have gotten another reroll, so it's just not a big deal at all, I guess. I don't really want to reroll heart, I guess. So it's just a weird decision. I think the smart play here is to take hearts. I believe that is the smart thing to do. It's not an item I consider to be too great, but I think in our situation, you know, we do have a good amount of heart containers. We do have the habit. So just taking half damage, essentially, that sounds pretty nice. We are gonna have to fight war, I believe. Sometimes doesn't end up being true on XL floor. Sometimes the Book of Revelations doesn't work, basically. I don't know what's up with that, but definitely gonna take this full health pill with us. I think the full health pill may be more useful than the Emperor. I mean, that is very debatable, but we do have a lot of heart containers, so you know, I feel comfortable with this decision. I think we're making the right choice. I do. I really do. Okay. Yeah, as I said, it can bug out on XL floors. So we are going to fight Wretched instead, which is fine. We already have all 3 orbitals, so just getting 1 cube of meat is not appealing to me. Getting the 2nd level would have been nice, but that's hardly guaranteed, especially since we didn't take the Book of Rev anyways. Alright, so health fund. Yeah, we can take that, no reason not to. And let us go fight Mom. We are abandoning the D6. Goodbye, D6. Okay, fighting Red Mom here. It's going to stomp us a lot. We've got to be wary of that. Pretty much just got to keep moving. It's a weird theme to get into. And it's weirder too when she gets like out of it. She doesn't do it anymore. Now the bad news is we can't really get any good range shots in here. Pretty close up. So Lump of Coal, not getting to do a huge amount. Unfortunately, taking more damage there. Again, do have this full health in the emergency back pocket here, which could definitely save our ass. Probably not going to need it on this fight though. Magic 8 Ball. Damn you. We kind of have to take the ball, right? And I don't really mind taking it over the matchstick at this stage. I'm just not going to take Magic 8 Ball because I'd rather have full health instead of the vast majority of cards that I could get. So, exception basically being the sun. No idea what this pill is. Still a pills. Took me back to the spawn area. That's weird. Okay. Unfortunately, we got Curse of Darkness. I was kind of counting on the compass there, but, you know. We do want to find a library. If we can find a library, it will be a double item room. We won't have the ability to re-roll it, but it could have something good in it anyways. We've gone through a pretty substantial amount of the item room pool. So, I mean, we've waded through what I would consider to be most of the bad spacebar items. Probably not all of them, but a good number. No reason to take that. Would just mess up the Polaroid invincibility. Is this worth it? Maybe. Probably. It seemed good, but it didn't give us any keys, which is kind of a bummer. Not a huge deal, per se. We're just going to kill them with our orbitals. I should check those up. Yep. Just don't. Again, better to be at... hold on a sec. It's better for me to be at 7.5 hearts than 8 hearts. Unless I get the wafer, but that seems unlikely. We are in the womb, by the way, not utero, so I'm very tempted to just explore here, try to get some more consumables, and try to look for a library. It's a bit risky, but you know. We are fighting Triachnid, which is just kind of a variation on Deaded Longlegs. It's a little bit harder, I think. Notably summons the white crap all over the place. And maybe he only summons expansion enemies, I don't know. It's not really that much harder. And I guess he is harder in a literal sense, but not a huge amount, so it does look cooler. Based on an Edmund Macmillan game, conveniently named Track. Okay. And a health up. You know, we should take that. And again, it seems perhaps a little bit risky, but we are going to look around for a library. Hey, Freds, get your shit together. Alright. Come here, Fred. Hey. No. There we go. Pill. Do I know what this pill is? Range up. Very welcome. It's potentially just a damage up for us, which is cool. Not always, but in certain situations it certainly will be. So I gotta try and remember my way around here. Okay. So that's the way back to the spawn point. This is a dead end. I believe the left is a dead end as well, though I don't know that for certain. It sounds right. Okay. Push through this. I'm definitely not gonna look for the secret room because that sounds insane. I mean, it's not impossible. You can get an idea for it based on the shapes of the rooms, but it's not something I particularly want to do. Now, we could be here for a little while, just kind of wandering around, looking for a library. We may not find one. Certainly not guaranteed. But if we did find one, it could be really good. And that is not the type of chance I'm going to pass up right now, because I don't think this floor is going to give us a huge amount of trouble. I think we're likely to accumulate more health than I'm going to lose. I could regret saying that, but the womb is really not that hard. It's easier than Necropolis, for example. At least for how I play. I mean, it could be different for other people. Well, I'm going to take damage on this room, make myself look like an idiot. Okay. Yeah. Just kidding. Okay, that was some interesting timing. Yeah, so ended up taking a little bit of damage there. Oh well, not a huge deal. Like I said, we have a lot of health lying around, I believe. I assume we do because we have little chat and we haven't really picked up that much health, so... Could be totally wrong. And of course we'll just get the occasional natural charge like that, which will help us out a great deal. Go to the right. Again, I feel like this is worth it. I really do. You find a challenge room or something, that can be interesting as well. Probably not worth getting back to full health to go to a normal challenge room. What is this? Telepills? Yeah. Telepills does not really interest me. Demon Beggar does interest me a little bit. Probably going to end up playing him. I'm going to finish the floor, see how much health we have accumulated. and then just kind of go with it from there. It'll be risky, but you know, that's part of the fun. So between normal drops and little Chad drops, me not taking silly damage like that, we will probably end up having enough hearts to justify playing Demon Beggar a couple times, and maybe get a deal with the double item, which could be really good. Okay, Diglets got a lot of health, they really do. Okay, more health, which will probably go towards Demon Beggar up here. Gotta try and remember where this guy is. And I'm gonna take another sip of water. This video is getting a little on the long side. Whoops, shouldn't have taken my hands off the keys. The right hand, that is. Child's heart. You know, I would talk about it, but it really doesn't matter what it does because we can't pick it up. Well, I'll talk about it. What it does is it works kind of like the matchstick, gets you more red hearts. So I'm just gonna try and play this guy down. You can play him twice. Got Celtic Cross up in here. Red patch. Okay, got Scapular. It's just wish I could re-roll that, but that is not in the cards. Unfortunately, Scapular will give us a half heart every. Sorry, I said that the wrong way. Scapular will give us a spirit heart every time we get down to half a red heart. So when we get that polar invincibility ticked up, we will also conveniently get a little bit of spirit heart action, which is cool. And it does actually allow you to chain back-to-back Polaroids, which is pretty neat. It's honestly a pretty good item. I want to look around for a half heart here because we are not in Polaroid invincibility territory, and as you can probably tell based on that previous dialogue, I am kind of relying on that a little bit. We should have a half heart around here somewhere. Okay, there we go. Apparently didn't have as much health lying around as I thought we did. That Celtic Cross proc apparently came at a good time. So, we ended up not really finding much. Scapular is a good pickup though. Probably made it worth our time in the end. Fairly certain we did the entire... Yeah, we did. Did the entire floor. Hopefully we don't get Curse of Darkness on the next floor. Probably just jinxed myself into getting Curse of Darkness on the next floor, but that is how it goes. Okay, I didn't actually. And there's no library. There's an arcade, but that doesn't appeal to me in a huge way. So we're probably just going to work our way towards Mom's heart, I should say. Got to deal with these cysts. Should probably go to the doctor. Got all these cysts in your womb, Diglets and leeches. You got a serious problem. Along with a ninja child. Yeah, this lady has a pretty strange anatomy. Alright, Diglets, doppelganger. Accidentally killed the doppelganger. Okay, got through that. Again, unfortunately, we did not get any libraries because we were in a great situation to abuse them, but that is how that goes sometimes. You definitely can't count on finding any libraries, even if you get it set up like we did. Still not upset about it though, because ultimately we did benefit quite a bit from that. Got Guardian Angel and Yum Heart from it, so you know, pretty good setup. Brains, mama brains. Okay, let us go fight Mom's heart, aka it lives, or actually it lives in this case, I guess. And let's swing some bombs there. Just remembered we have Mr. Mega, so I should definitely use those. Help a great deal, potentially. Mr. Mega bombs do a surprisingly great amount of damage. Okay, just gotta be careful not to bounce them out of the way. As you can tell, they do pretty solid damage. And we have a good amount of bombs anyway, so we might as well spend them. There's no point in just accumulating a ton of bombs. I want to be careful and not knock them around. I'd rather just get these waves dealt with. As you can tell, Mr. Mega is doing a ton of damage to Mom, even without me really doing much damage myself. So it's a pretty good item. Alright, so she's in the permanent bomb phase. We do not have flight. I want to mention that. Okay, so creep is worrying. Alright, looks like we're going to get through this without a great deal of trouble. We're going to go to the cathedral. Unfortunately, we got another Curse of Darkness. Yeah, this is just the cursed run, apparently. Surprisingly, speaking of that though, surprisingly lack of curse rooms, huh? I don't think we've been to a single curse room, and it has not been because I've been avoiding them. If you've watched my series at all, you know I am a huge fan of curse rooms. I go into them pretty much all the time. I think they're pretty amazing. I love to become Guppy, so going into curse rooms is generally something I want to do. And even just then, getting pills and soul hearts pretty okay in my book. I believe a library can spawn on this floor. Probably won't deliberately look for one, because we do have 4 keys, so the chest is somewhat more interesting than that now. Okay. Yumheart doing good work. Gotta watch these angel babies, they are a little dangerous. Wish our damage was a tiny bit higher. I'm not too upset with it though. We also have a good amount of survivability. I can't really complain about anything in this run, though I feel like we have gotten a little jacked in regards to these curses. Although that curse of Necropolis ended up being pretty good for us, I have to say. Got us a lot of stuff. Sometimes you just need a floor with a lot of rooms. And the best way to do that is to get a labyrinth room. So I should get in there and use my dagger, but I didn't really do so very effectively. Oh well. Again, got a lot of defensive items here that kind of come into play at unexpected times. Polaroid, Celtic Cross, Scapular. And of course, it's very easy to forget about the power of the orbitals, even though they are pretty fantastic items. Just get back to 8.5 hearts here. And I'm very grateful we have found the item room, or not the item room, the boss room, so quickly relative to how long it could have taken us. Just some good luck there, I suppose. No intuition or anything. Didn't really even pay attention to the layout, or try to make a layout in my head or anything. Yeah, just got lucky. Can't complain about that though. So I suspect we will be able to get through Isaac. If for no other reason, then we have a lot of health. And again, a lot of hidden defenses, let's say. In addition to the 3 orbitals, which includes Guardian Angel, which is amazing against Isaac and Blue Baby. Blue Baby, I don't know. I don't know how Blue Baby's gonna go down. Again, I suspect we will be able to make it past Isaac. But beyond that, I really don't know. I want to try and find that health I left around here. I know I left some. Okay, that'll do. Can't get quite back to what I wanted to, but that is okay. I don't think it's worth risking a room. We likely won't profit, so no point. Okay, that was a waste. I should be trying to knock some bombs around here. Maybe not too much so though. They don't seem to be doing a huge amount of damage. And I also shoot slowly and do a decent amount of damage per shot, which again, great combination against Isaac. You really don't want the opposite combination, where you shoot really fast but do very little damage, because then you're just going to deal with a ton of retaliation. So as you can see, I'm getting very little retaliation, and my orbitals are dealing with most of them. So we're about halfway through this, doing pretty well. Celtic Cross up in here. Plant some bombs, get my dagger going. Whenever Celtic Cross procs, I'm gonna get my ass in there. Plant some bombs, get that dagger rolling in them, do some good damage. Dagger should theoretically get to make several cycles in that kind of particular situation. Partially thanks to the Guardian Angel. Doing surprisingly good dodging here. That made more sense before I got hit. really did. It's okay. I was gonna plant a bomb there, but I kind of forgot. Okay, okay. Well, made it through that fight without having to use full health. So that's awesome. Going to the chest. Okay. Not Curse of Darkness either. PhD, Lard, Limit Mishap, and Crack the Sky. Well, 2 good items, 2 bad items. I'm gonna save PhD. I'm gonna pick up Lard. It's 2 health up. PhD will give us some health restoration when we pick it up. So I figure I'll just save it for a little while. Okay, please get off me. Some sexual harassment widows right here. It's a problem Isaac faces every day. Should call the HR department in his mother's womb. Okay, triple Loki. Should not be the end of the world. Again, kind of main concern here is damage isn't crazy ridiculous. It's pretty good. Isaac fight did not take nearly as long as I thought it would, but could be higher, you know. If you watch some of the previous videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. Those videos were just straight up broken though, so at the same time, our damage is adequate. Can't complain about it. And we know exactly how to get to the boss as well. A bit of a long way. It can actually take longer than it did to get to Isaac, I believe. But, you know. Just happy we didn't get Curse of Darkness, to be honest. Okay, just gonna kill this Loki. It's got some Windows shit right there. It says he's 99% done. You know, that 1% takes the longest. All right, health is doing good. And again, PhD. I don't know if it's a full heal, but it is some level of healing. Lard, by the way, 2 health up and a speed down, so not a big deal. Don't really use our speed that much on the Isaac and Blue Baby fights anyways, or I don't, the way I play them. I prefer to just tank them with orbitals whenever possible. And I find trying to dodge in the first 2 phases when I got 3 orbitals is just prone to get me hit more often than not. And that was a really weird way to say prone. It's not a particularly weird word, so I don't know. It's strange. Super Sloth should not be a huge deal. Unless I do a lot of weird moves like that. And if they just keep double bombing me. I feel like they're being a little bit dickish about this. Yeah. Yep. Interesting room, and I've got a bit of a nose itch right now. Which is not ideal timing. Those never come at ideal times, do they, though? Somebody should start nose itch reform. Start protesting them. Okay. Yep, that is, you know, well, taking damage there was unideal. I'm gonna take some damage in this room. Let's just get that out. Gertie Jr. is a real asshole. One of my least favorite bosses. Okay. Well, we're doing surprisingly well though. Little disappointing, you know, we haven't found any other chests. Oh no, Double Monster 2 room. I feel compelled to mention this every single video that makes it to the chest, but I cannot just bomb through these doors. The chest doors are not bombable through, and wow, this is getting real laggy. The chest doors are not bombable through. You have to sorry. Conversation may have to wait a minute. You have to use Dad's key. Yeah, there it is. That is what I wanted to say. Okay. Just gotta plant some of those bombs, because bombs do a lot of damage. I got Bob's Curse now, so they do some poison damage as well. Ideal situation here is you get them all synced together, but that is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Much easier for me to just throw some awesome bombs at them. Really can't complain about how strong our bombs are. Sort of an unsung hero here. Not really unsung though, because I don't stop talking about them. And the bloat! Okay, bomb time. Bloat is a real asshole. Saving grace here, not the green bloat. That is, like, wow. You know? I'm real glad the guy that kicked me in the dick wasn't a kickboxer. And that bomb should almost bring him down. Alright, now for a series of backtracking, we're gonna go pick up that PhD and get whatever health restoration we can out of it. Probably a little bit overkill, but I think we'll probably make it through this fight here, but I think it's good to be thorough. I really do. It's been one of my policies with this series. Is I try to be as thorough as possible, just to get this shit good. Yeah, so it's not a full health restoration, but it is some restoration, and so it was not the worst plan ever. Gonna take a quick drink of water while we run to Blue Baby. We are still at that half a heart zone, so we will get that Polaroid invincibility. We will get double Polaroid invincibility, and then I can pop that full health pill. Be right back to 11 health. Won't get Polaroid invincibility again though, so this fight will unquestionably be harder, but I'm feeling good about it. Did just get a nice set of Celtic Crossing. Plant another bomb in there. Need to abuse those bombs. They do so much damage. Mr. Mega and Bob's Curse, they do pretty grand damage. Very happy with how this is going. We're almost in the third phase already. Yeah, things are going quite well. Just gonna go ahead and throw that in there. Get him taking some damage. It's gonna try and throw another one in. Ended up taking out some babies though, so that was cool. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that, but I decided not to. Which is strange because I don't usually censor myself. Oh well. So, looks like we're gonna make it through this. Be very surprised if we didn't, to be honest. Even with how crazy things are getting right now. Okay, Blue Baby is down. Just got a couple angel babies left. And now, I may be wrong here, but this seems like it's our third win in a row. No, this would be our second win in a row. Because we lost 11. Because I was a little bitch in 11, let's be honest. Yeah, this was a real good run. Gonna pick this up for no reason. Gonna head into here. It was a real good run. Lots of fun. I don't think this run ever really got super broken, so it was always sort of a question if we would make it. I think at the end there, you know, in the last 5 minutes or so, it was probably fairly clear that we were probably going to make it. But up until that point, I would definitely say it was debatable. It was a very fun run, though. I enjoyed being able to game Necropolis like that. I'm a little bit saddened we didn't get to see the fruits of our labor by finding more libraries. That's just sometimes how that shit goes down. You know, I don't have any control over whether or not we find libraries. But, yeah, thank you for watching, especially if you made it through this whole thing. I know this episode got a little bit long. I did not have any pauses, though, which is good news for me. Possibly good news for you as well. No editing is nice. Yeah, I will see you guys next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. It really helps me out a lot. Helps me get a little bit more well known. And thanks.